All righty then. Is everyone having a good time? All right. Is everyone going to have more fun tonight? Well, I hope so.
What's this I heard about Jello shots and something? That's what Lady Merlin was talking about.
I saw a picture, I think, that came across Facebook that was the most dangerous picture I've seen in a while. Well, actually, since Freaknik. But, yeah, there was a picture of a refrigerator full of Jello shots, and that was half of them. The other half had already been taken somewhere else. So, yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a good time. So, since Billy's taking care of his stuff, we're going to do the closing of the ceremony, the finish of the day. We have some contests. If you've entered the contest, we've got to do some judging. One of them is the most con badges. As Iron Geek stands up, all right. You'll have to step out into the hall. We also have the Outerz0ne mod. Anyone do that? Hey, Dave, step out there real quick so you can verify. Yeah, the contestants for the different contests need to step out in the hall. The Outerz0ne mod, the Make Your Own Badge, and Decorate Your Swag. Anyone who's going to participate in those contests need to step outside just for a minute so we can judge those and get that taken care of. So I've got a couple of things. Deviant's got to step out there and get verified, then he's got to come back in and hang out. So this year, as best we can tell, roundabout, the people who actually registered and we got to count on, we're somewhere in the range of 100 attendees minus the staff that worked this year. So that's, 20 above last year. So thanks a lot for that. We appreciate it. Carla, you wanna do your thing? Come on up. Does everyone know who Carlo is? This is one of the newest staff members. Carlo is also the proud business owner of GetBackMyPorn.com, data recovery with a happy ending. So he's got a few shirts here. You want to take the mic?
Sure.
You have to get used behind the mic.
Okay. So that one is, what size is that?
We have a 3XL.
3XL shirt. Does somebody want a 3XL Get Back My Porn shirt? Anybody? There you go.
Haul your ass up here, boy.
Come get it. I've got an extra large. Does anybody want one?
There you go. Thank you.
There you go. I got 2 more XLs.
2 more XLs. Come on up.
There and there. All right. Right on.
Appreciate it, gentlemen. Now, I have to tell you, your boss will really enjoy it when you show up to work with that, and you don't know me. I had your sticker laying on my desk, and my boss walked into my office, and it was like, hey, how you doing? Slide some over the top of it. It's bad enough as it is. Thank you, Carlo. Thank you very much. Carlo is also the proprietor of Vicious Data Recovery. Get Back My Porn is that's been one of the most successful ones I've seen so far. Everyone follows him around the con. Dude, that's cool. You want me to get your porn back? No, it's okay. No, it's all right. How many drives full of porn have you recovered so far? None. There you go. Can you get my Reel 34?
You're not very successful at that data recovery. That's not how many drives I've done.
No. Vicious Data Recovery's done plenty of drives. Get Back My Porn is, Liz Vicious? Is that where that's from? Oh, you suck. That is hilarious. I don't know who you're talking about, though. Right, Scott? Oh.
Scott, I have no idea what you're referring to.
I have no idea at all. And she's hot.
It's on RedTube now.
Oh, on RedTube? Yeah.
The internet is the backup.
That's it. Hey, Deviant. Come on up here, brother. Does anyone know who this gentleman is coming to the front? Deviant Olam? Deviant. I finally, after years of begging and pleading, got this gentleman to come out and spend some time with me at Outerz0ne. He's a wonderful, wonderful human being. You've often seen him in pictures if you haven't been at DEF CON, doing the Lockpick Village, doing Gringo Warrior. Do what?
Yeah, the Mohawk Challenge.
Yeah, there you go. This is true. So Deviant does the Traveling Terabyte project, and I wanted him to come up and talk about that for a few minutes. If you keep up with Hackaday, that actually was something that I think RenderMan posted the other day. And I had seen that a long, long time ago, and it's come a long way. So give us a rundown real quick.
Right on. Thank you, Skydog. Yeah, so anybody who kind of knows me knows that I come from a military family. My dad was Army, my grandfather was Navy. I never served, though. So we kind of had an idea a while back to do something to say thank you and give back to the men and women in the armed forces. We had some extra hard drives. And this was, I guess, way back around DEF CON 12 or 13. We had friends who actually couldn't come because they were, you know, in the frickin' sandbox. We said, well, you missed DEF CON, but I'll pack up these drives in a nice Pelican case, make it all rugged, fill it up with all the DEF CON and Black Hat talks. And that was like, you know, this much of two 500 giggers. So we threw like movies and music and everything else we had. We're like, here, we'll just send it to you. And I think AST carried it over, and then Prez got it, and Ashraf, and it's just been kicking around. And people liked the idea enough that someone said, hey, why don't we build another one for my buddy over here? And I said, I can do that. And I started putting together these, we just call them traveling terabytes. And if you go to travelingterabyte.org, you can, as you know, Skydog said, you could see the history. It's kind of this real interesting window into the evolution of our storage medium. Because every time, you know, like terabyte drives finally came out cheaply enough, then I switched to those. And that was only one drive in an enclosure, and then I could make a smaller Pelican case. And then terabyte laptop drives are what we kind of use now. So the enclosures and everything's getting smaller and smaller and smaller and cheaper and cheaper. And now the one thing we never could really reliably do is get the drives back, because the idea was we'll rotate them around, hit a bunch of units, just pass it through, pass it to your friends, then send them back so I can refresh and update with like new episodes and new movie releases and just new content. It's really hard to track shit once it goes out in the field. And I don't like being that guy who's like pinging people, being like, hey, you know, while you're dodging hostile frickin' fire, can you please send this back to me at your local PX? Like, I don't want, that's frickin' rude. So I wanted a system that wouldn't involve us getting the drives back at all. And what we've done now is we use flash media. So the latest phase of the Traveling Terabyte project are these, just 32 gig little ruggedized flash drives. And we pack them, again, just pack them with content, and we kick them out and let them just get passed along. The entire project has been funded just by donations from the hacker community. It's really, really touching and sweet whenever I post, like, I've got this crazy idea because I'm a fuckhead. And somebody's like, yeah, here's like $500 to get that rolling. I'm like, what? We produced, you know, this was almost a $3,000 run of like 50, can you pass this around, sir? Like 50 customized drives and lanyards and everything. We funded it in like a week just because people get involved. And I'm just so thrilled to see that. And I always love coming through Atlanta, too, because of the Military Gateway Airport. You can see a lot of service members coming and going home, and I can just bullshit with them. And it really means a lot to them. It really means a lot if you spread the word, because it's still just a little project. A lot of people don't, they're like, oh, my God, that's so cool. Why do you do this? I'm like, I don't know, I just want to be nice. So the biggest thing is we're not up here hitting you for money. This latest is all funded. I've now got 50 of these fucking things, and I want to send them places. So if you have friends and family, anybody serving overseas, if they would like something, email me or have them email me. Visit travelingterabyte.org. It kicks you over to deviating.net where the page is all there. Let me know what they like, what kind of music, what kind of movies, and I will send it out. So we just want to touch more lives. We just want to have, you know, more involvement, and we just want to say thanks. So thank you for listening, and thank you for being involved.
Thank you very much. Yeah, pass it around and check it out. I was amazed. I had seen the post by RenderMan, and we're all a wonderful community. So Render had seen some of the things going on and wanted to kind of give it a boost. He put something on Hackaday. The post that he had, the odd thing was I saw the Traveling Terabyte years and years ago at DEF CON, and then I go back and find that all this, it has the history of the different media they've gone through and the iterations. And now before this version of it, what they were sending out was smaller than the original half terabyte drive they were shipping everywhere. So it was really interesting to see that. I didn't really know what had been going on with it, and as soon as I saw it and saw what his project was, I jumped on PayPal, gave him $20. It's not an arm and a leg, but I couldn't go overseas and I couldn't pick up a rifle and do what they do. I'm a guy that sits behind a computer all the time. That's my gig. There are people that have to go out there and defend us, and if they want to come in and they want to watch Stripes or Roadhouse or whatever they want to watch, $20 here. Send them something interesting to watch. They need some way to decompress. So hit the Traveling Terabyte site and see what you see. If you feel moved, send some cash. Help him keep it moving. So thank you very much, David. Where the hell did you go? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Did anyone? Yeah, here we go. How many people got to play with the lockpicks? Raise your hands. Okay. So Deviant normally travels with this huge complement of equipment. They sell lockpicks. They have lockpicking classes in Lockpick Village at DEF CON. They do it. You do it at SHMU, dude, don't you? They did it at SHMU this year. They've done it many, many times. Do what? Well, I got you down here for this one. They also do Gringo Warrior, which you need to check that out. It's like the Ninja Warrior, except it's lockpicking. You have to get out of a jail. Been a couple different iterations. It's a lot of fun. At some point, I'll be able to convince him to bring it down here for us to play with. Or you can get off your dead asses and go to DEF CON with us. So we have a lot of fun while we're there. So this year's theme was Bring It, right? If you hadn't noticed, it's on a bunch of stuff that we had. Every year I pick a theme based on kind of what I see going on in the community. Last year was the year of do. So we have a tendency to say, you know, would it be cool? You know, we talk about things. We don't always come across the finish line to do a project. So this year's theme was to bring it. I wanted people to bring their projects out, things that they had worked on, to kind of show what's going on, things that they've been doing. We didn't get a whole lot of response on that, but, well, hi, James. Did you bring something? What'd you bring? Got a what? Oh, you got it? Well, why didn't you tell me? All right, everyone, if you'll get your stuff, we're going to go to their room and check it out real quick. There you go. And I got to use the bathroom first. So anyway, so anyway, we this year was Bring It, and a lot of the part about coming together at Outerz0ne and other conferences like that is to meet and hang out with like-minded people, find the people that are working on projects similar to yours, show off what you've been working on, and see what everyone else has been working on. So, would you quit stealing the beer? I mean, the refreshments?
That are in no way alcoholic whatsoever.
Good grief. So anyway, I did have some beer, but apparently I don't now. If you happen to have some projects and everything that you've been working on, I challenge you to take some good pictures of it, document it well, put it on Hackaday. The Huntsville guys, you guys keep blowing us away. Every time I turn around, there's something new on Hackaday, and I'm like, I sent my project pictures in, and no one talks to me. And every time, okay, please, because every time I turn around, there's another Huntsville motherfucker. You know, everyone's coming up with these neat things, and I'm like, well, mine was kind of cool. Oh, okay. Well, can you put my name in small print?
No, it's just going to make them.
Okay, that'll work. Anything to get my picture out there. So, in the corner of the circuit board, it'll say Skydog in little print. You know. Yeah. Here's the one that I did. I don't know if you've seen us wandering around with this. I actually, for DEF CON last year, made my own circuit boards and surface mounted an Arduino. And mine actually runs with ultraviolet lights, but I programmed it and everything. And it was kind of a fun thing for me to sit and do. Sometimes I have to decompress, and I do that by spending large amounts of cash on stupid shit like this. So, and I sent all that stuff up to Hackaday and never got a response. So anyway, do you want to play with that, Billy?
I do. I want to play with your lights.
That's it. I don't know if that was some kind of a veiled thing or what. So with the good comes the bad, and I have some things to discuss. Who's been to the website? Who enjoyed it? Yeah, fuck all y'all. So,
Who thought it was slow and could be improved?
Okay, now let me explain something. Let Well, until that comment, I actually, if you had paid attention to the logs, ran the website through it and realized, God, this sucks. Your software was like, oh, hey, by the way, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. Me. So, yeah, the 32-page report I got out of this said, boy, you suck at HTML. So,
Actually, it said Dreamweaver sucked at HTML.
hey, let me explain something. Okay, I do coding under duress. I have a ring in the back of my skull where people put the gun to my head and say, code! I'm not a coding kind of guy.
Dreamweaver, it's all right.
Shut up. Just
your
drink your...
inability to use Dreamweaver.
Well, okay. So, so I did the website. Yeah, I know. It took a while to get it up there.
The video was the best part. Tell
Did you
me
like
the story about the video. We talked about this.
You guys, did you watch the video? So I went and bought one of those mounts where you put your iPhone or whatever on the glass and it sticks out. So every day I'm thinking, you know, I've got all this stuff I got to get done. I've got to put something up on the site. So you know what? I'll do a video. And the next day, I'll do a video. I'll do it in my office. I'll go outside. I'll set the camera up. I have, you know, thousands of dollars worth of electronic equipment. I can pick any kind of recorder I want. I work for, well, you know who I work for. It was like I have 36 cameras in the room next door. I can pick any one of them I want. I've got hardware from them. Tomorrow I'll do it. Tomorrow I'll do it. Tomorrow I'll do it. So I get in the car one day and I go, okay, this sucks balls. I got to do something. So I pop my iPhone into this mount and turn the camera around. Hit the video. What you saw was probably the 5th out of 6 different iterations of me saying the exact same thing while I drove to work. Everyone around me keeps seeing me look up and talk to the camera the whole time. I was safe. I had my seatbelt on. I made sure I did that. But yeah, that was the quickest thing I could get done. And I don't know. I had a blast doing it. I enjoy the videos because it's easier for me to actually say something and get it across than to sit and type everything out. And I suck at the HTML, so what can I say? So I apologize for the late updates to the website. But here's the thing. I want a webmaster. You're too busy and I can't afford you.
I would do it for free.
You would?
I'll help you out with the website next year.
You will?
Absolutely.
Do what?
It is.
Oh, dude. Oh, man, now I'm on tape. This sucks.
Yeah,
Next.
but I'm on tape committing to help you.
Hey, there we go. Thank you, Billy. Yeah. Well,
I will gouge you however I damn well can.
I'm going to Wikipedia and I'm looking up businesses in Atlanta and I will start making some phone calls. I'm gonna honestly send this link to everybody. Hey, check this video out. You know that 70% off you got? Honestly, if you'll help me, I would appreciate that.
Sure.
Next year, I don't want to do graphics. I want to hand somebody a login and say, go with it. I appreciate everyone's jokes and comments about it. Like I say, I code under duress, and yes, I delegate. Okay.
You're a perfectionist to the extreme, Scott.
Hey, Scott, have you ever cut any badges out for me? Okay. So I've been doing badges for Outerz0ne and Freaknik for, I don't know, since Freaknik 5 and 7 years worth of Outerz0ne. And pretty much consistently, I have cut every badge for every conference.
You got a teenage son, and I got a teenage son. And they both know how to cut.
Hey, no, let me explain something. My kid knows how to cut, but unfortunately, I have to go to the emergency room with him occasionally. So I don't want my kid with a razor blade if I can get away with it. I get a quantity discount when I walk in the door. That, hi, Mr. Hearn. How you here? How you doing today? Gregory, how you doing? Oh, did we hurt ourselves again? So.
6 stitches for the price of 4.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's back again. Hey. Yeah, 70% off. So I'm picky about how things go. Unfortunately, that can also cause things to take a hell of a lot longer. Scott cut some badges out for me one year, and I kept watching him. I was going, that's not straight. The lines are there for give me that. So I'm really bad about that, and I apologize. But my thing is, if I'm going to do it, I need to do it the best I can, because I want to give everybody the best product I can. I want you to get everything you can. So what happened this year, actually, I don't know what I'm coming down with, but my glands are swollen, so that's why that's why I'm drinking beer. But yeah.
You're a lush.
It's killing me. So last night, most of yesterday, I was pretty much down for the count, and all of my staff, all the volunteers stepped up and took care of all the stuff that I wasn't able to do, that I would let him touch. I fought over the badges portion. There's a reason for that. Every year prior to this, pretty much, we had a contest that went on where on your badge, there was 2 different numbers or symbols or something like that, a QR code one year that had 2 numbers encoded in it. And the idea was you figured out what your code was, and then one side of the badge was your code, and the other side was your partner's code. And you had to go find them in a crowd of 75 people. What that meant was you actually had to talk to some people, which was a great social thing because you had to walk up and get close enough to read it. And if you're that close, you might as well say hi, or you're a weird stalker. So, she did what now? She deciphered the badge? Awesome, awesome. Who knows what the badge is? No, yeah. Now, here's the fun part about the badge. It is, what is it? It's an exact, huh? It's an exact copy of a 5081 punch card. And when I say an exact copy, there are almost 2,000 elements on the face of this card in InDesign, and they are exact. Exact. I spent.
He's like, you need to round these corners, but not this corner down here. You need to take the exact knife and cut it at this angle. And he showed me. He's like, no, Billy, you're doing it wrong. This angle.
Yeah, yeah. So. Do what? No. I did not have custom ones printed. We hand printed, hand cut, rounded the corners, laminated, cut the laminates, cut the notch in the top, just because I thought it would be cool. The code and everything on here is EBDC. Is that right, Strick? Is it EBDC or EBCDAC? Yeah. So I did a contest at ShmooCon where you had to decipher the face of the card, and if you did everything properly, I knew that you won the contest. 2 people actually won it. Iron Geek is one. Can you wave? Yes, he was the first person to actually get it. G. Mark Hardy, who actually does the crypto contest at DEF CON and ShmooCon, was the second person to get it, which I was pretty flattered, although he did it while lit like it was going out of style. He was carrying around a bottle and a shot glass, and I don't think he used the shot glass very much, but he wore it out. So I have a tendency to be very particular or anal retentive, depends on how you look at that. So I apologize it took so long to get the badges out. I was not able to go through and do the coding because if you can imagine, Strick picked up the card, wrote his own translate table, and figured out what was on the face of the card from memory, which scares the crap out of me. But every one of those little squares I had to go through my translate table and start building the card. So I would have been fine if it hadn't been for me getting sick yesterday. So I apologize if the badges were late and everything, but I dropped the ball on that one. Next year I may have them printed something else. I'll not touch them. What are you doing next year? You want to do badges too?
I did them the last 2 years, I guess.
Yeah, Billy's like, can I run the laminator, please? Can I run the laminator? So.
I want that burnt plastic smell. Just dump it all in there.
I want to kill a few brain cells if you don't mind. So, again, I apologize. Sorry about that. The hotel. How many people do you think we had? Someone said, I told you earlier how many people were listening? 110. So anyway, no one's paying attention. That's great. We started out with this room. I think we had like 50, 60 people that were showing up, Scott? Something like that. You know. Yeah, so we're talking, 120 people at the conference. Well, this room doesn't really fit us that well. So Scott and I were talking the other day, and it was like, I think we need to find a better hotel for next year. So we're going to be on the lookout for something a little bit larger, a little bit more accommodating. This has been affordable, but now we've gotten to the point we've kind of outgrown it. I appreciate everyone sticking with us while we shoehorn you in everywhere, but we're going to see if we can't find something a little bit larger.
Behind the crazy columns if you can't.
Yeah, I know. Okay, you want me to go check the TVs in the room and rate them for you? They won't want us to come back. The Hyatt. The Hyatt was awesome. You know what sucked about the Hyatt? Yeah. Okay, here's the fun thing about the Hyatt. We went to the Hyatt and all that stuff. I got home like a week later, and there was a $700 charge on my debit card.
Where?
At the Hyatt, yes. And what I didn't understand, someone else negotiated the hotel, not Scott, because Scott knows what he's up to. Yes, yes. So I literally, like, I'm not a man with great means. I have some means. But $700 had disappeared. I was like, this is not good. That check that I just wrote is not going to pass now. So I had to contact them. They're like, oh, yeah, that was the room rental fee. And I'm flipping through stuff going, you know, I signed it, but someone else said, oh, yeah, we don't have to pay about this, blah, blah, blah. So the Hyatt was awesome. The problem was the Hyatt was awesome. Boy, were they proud of that. So, yeah, the TVs were fucking awesome. You could plug anything into it. Whew. I think I bought 2 of them, actually. No, we had a really great time. Some of the hotels like this don't mind us being wild and crazy. They don't mind us wandering through the hall with a cooler full of beer. They don't give us too much trouble. The more expensive hotels, Scott would know, you really don't go running down the hallway, you know, half naked and people screaming. They kind of frown upon that. So we're going to find something. Do what now? Yeah. The six-legged crew machine. Yeah, yeah. We're a little bit different. Yeah. We're a little odd. We're a little bit strange. Some hotels, they're like, oh, that's great. Can I have a T-shirt? Cool. Others are like, can we have you step in the back office and we'll discuss your contract?
When they start calling you sir, you know there's a problem.
Yeah, sir means...
It's followed by, you're making a scene.
Yeah. Sir is followed by, and here's your bill. So we're going to find something a little bit larger for us. So thanks for bearing with us this year.
For those of us who are out of town, we do like it to be there.
Well, that is one of our criteria. It has to be, yeah. Scott, do I?
It's harder than you think.
Will it be in Atlanta? Yeah, I have to. I have to schlep all this shit from Nashville to Atlanta. It's just tradition at this point. Yes, it will be in Atlanta. I will not move Outerz0ne to another state, or we're going to stay as close as we can to the airport, all the amenities. We don't want anyone to have to spend a ton of cash to get from the airport to the hotel.
Across the street?
Yeah, if we buy it. It's closed. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Perfect. Abandoned hotel? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is still on and working.
It is? That's kind of scary that you know that, sir.
To the internet, too? Marriott.
We can rent Gregory Evans soon to be making office.
Oh! Now, hey. Honestly, he's a wonderful guy if you're an idiot. But I'm sitting there, what was it, Carlo? We're there at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm working on stuff. And damned if he doesn't come on the TV in some major, broadcast, and they're saying, Access Hollywood. And he's just yada, yada, yada. Does anybody know who Gregory Evans is? Okay. Anyone from Atlanta probably knows him who's tried to flip him off or run him over. If you get bored, go see Gregory Evans' company, Legat Security. He is, swear to God, the #1 hacker. It says that on his website. Oh, geez. So you have to check that out. When you're bored, get a beer, cup of coffee, some kind of refreshment. Try not to grit your teeth too much, but this guy really, really pisses us off. So anyway, you can probably get his office space for a song sometime soon. You just have to worry about getting the bullshit shoveled out of the corners of the office. So anyway, what makes our con different? Okay. Where? There's hookers? Where? Oh, darn. Really? Well, if you stab one in the eye, you can put her in the corner of the door and hold it open. So, we got to close with dead hookers. Who's been to DEF CON? Okay, 13,000 people there. Who's been to ShmooCon? 1,600 people to ShmooCon. Who's been to Freaknik? Okay, there we go. There's my people. 250, right? Smaller conference. Who's been to DerbyCon? Yeah, because you got to go to the website and check it out and talk to Iron Geek back in the back. So our con is a little different. We're small. I don't want us to have a 2,000 people con, person con. I don't want us to be huge. I don't want to. I'll tell Heidi you said that. I don't want us to be. Yeah, that's true. So I don't want us to be a huge con. I like the small con feel. I like the fact that you can hang out with everybody in the weekend. There's not a whole lot of pressure. You can run around in your bare feet and you know everything you want to do, and it's really relaxed. I enjoy that. Our thing with the con is if you don't like it, you don't have to pay. When you came through the door, I didn't tackle you and take money out of your wallet. Yeah, all right, press my. Thank you. Thank you. There's gas money for the ride home. So if you don't like it, you don't have to pay. I'm not going to stop you and say you have to pay. It's a donation-based conference. Where's Al at? Is Al in the room?
I think I chased him.
Really? That's odd for Al. We started it donation-based, and Al and I occasionally will sit down and have a conversation, and I make sure that Al stays dressed during that conversation, too. That's a lot of work, yeah. So anyway, Al and I were discussing it, and I said, a lot of times I'm barely making my cash back. You know, I'm spending a decent amount of cash, and I don't mind spending a couple grand if I get some of it back. But there were times when, you know, when you're paying $700 for a conference room you didn't know you're supposed to be paying for, that it gets pretty slim. And I said, maybe next year we charge at the door. And Al said, nah, don't do that. And Al's a very convincing guy when he says, nah, don't do that. So, and usually Al's standing there rolling up 20s and dropping into the donation bucket while he's telling me that. So I think, okay, I guess I'll go with that. So we've always been a donation-based conference, and Lord willing, in the sun, the creek don't rise, we're going to be one forever until you guys get tired of me and quit showing up. If you don't have the money, you don't have to pay. You know, $1 works. You know, if you take a $2 bill and hey, Amy, can you show us? I have a $2 bill here. If you fold a $2 bill, come and show us how we do that. If you fold a $2 bill just right, a hooker or a stripper will think it's a 20. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yeah, you stab him out with a pencil and you put him in the crack of the door. So the people that showed up to the 8:30 or 9 o'clock talk this morning actually know what the hell that means. So the 4 people, yeah. I appreciate you guys. Pretty much. He was talking about stabbing a hooker in the eye with a pencil. I don't know. So, like I say, you don't have the money, you don't pay. You know, guys that show up to the conference, we've had them, jump in the back of someone's car, ride out here, stay up all night, not have a place to stay. Sometimes they crash on someone's floor. Tuttle just fell asleep in the con room behind the tables one year. So, Yeah, you did. Hey, Tuttle, you bitched out this year. Hey, everyone, tell Tuttle he bitched out this year. Thank you very much. No, I didn't, because he's not here. Oh, the Tuttle analog. Yes, the Tuttle analog is in the party room. You have to go hump it a little bit later. So, if you don't like it, you don't have to pay. If you don't have money, you don't have to pay. Typically other people will throw some cash in and kind of cover everything. On the flip side of that, if you don't have a room, we'll try to help you get someplace. We put on the website and the info list. If you're looking to share a room, you got room to share. You want to show up, but you don't have a place to stay, and you don't mind sleeping on carpet. Hey, guess what? We got some place for you to go. Our sponsor this year said if you have anybody that needs a place to stay, we have some funds allocated for you. Get them a room. Make sure they take a shower, which is a very important thing at a conference. If you can't afford to eat, we'll try to find you a way to get some grub. We got pizza this afternoon for everybody. I felt that was a good compromise. You got lunch. We fed you in the middle of the afternoon. That way you're not going to be starving completely when we go out tonight and eat. So pretty much to this point, this is the first time we actually got any kind of corporate sponsorship. Tenacity. Gene, can you wave? Yeah. Gene and some very, very fine people believe that we're doing something good, and they wanted to be involved, so I'm very flattered by that. For the most part, we fund this out of our own pockets. Pres Mike calls up and says, look, I don't want to deal with anything. Here's some cash. Tell me when I'm supposed to show up and talk. So that's, But for the most part, Scott pulls some cash out of his pocket. I pull cash out of my pocket. We get everything rolling that way. We like to make our money back if we can. It's not a profit center, let me tell you. Scott looks at me all the time and says, "Why do you do this again?" We do it for the love. We do it because we get together and with all of our friends and have a really good time. So we enjoy that. We typically every year, whatever I make back above what it costs to do the conference, I try to go through and upgrade some things here and there. This year we have the AV rig, the big black box over here. I bought new monitors. I bought more recorders. What we were able to do this year, and I didn't print T-shirts on site, which I'm tickled about that because I actually got to talk to people this year. What we ended up doing was we are recording the conferences directly to SD card and MP4 format. Iron Geek has then taken those and mixed them down already. Our videos are completely rendered, ready to go.
All except for Billy's and what you're doing right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't do it in real time. Give us a little bit of time, people. But let me tell you something. Billy's is probably going to be on the machines in just a bit working. So I think what we've done is, yeah, Billy's will take 4 fucking hours. So what we've done, I think, is another first. We actually have rendered the videos and have them production ready today. Well, honestly, over the shitty connection we have here, in about 3 weeks. But I'm not staying here that long. One of the things that we talked about doing was going ahead and ripping them to DVD. Unfortunately, right now we're, around 10 gigs worth of video?
Once I compress it down, it's about 1.5 right now, probably about 2 by the time I finish.
So 2 gigs worth of video?
Probably by the time I finish. Compressed and all rendered out.
So that'd be like later on tonight?
Hopefully I want to finish by tonight. I don't know if I will. That depends on Billy trying to have this small issue of one of his videos. We'll see if I can get it to work right.
Okay.
And I got to start rendering and then go to dinner.
Okay. So in theory, we might have them done tonight.
We might.
Okay. So if you go to DEF CON and you spend the $250, $500, whatever it costs to get the videos, they show up 2-3 months later, and then 3.5 months later you actually get on BitTorrent and download them. But anyway, with any other major con, you typically have to wait to get the videos online. Ours are ready now, pretty much. So if you could get a DVD with the videos tomorrow morning, what would you pay for it? Thousands of, yeah, right. $2?
You want a 70% discount?
Yeah, I'll get you a 70% discount on whatever you want. $10? $5? $10? What do you think? No. Yeah, you can swipe it. How's this, buddy? I appreciate it. It was good. Yeah, I don't know. We're talking about trying to actually rip the DVDs on the fly tonight and have some tomorrow. We always try to be kind of cutting edge with some of the things we do. So we decided this year we render the video on site and have it ready to go, so you don't have to wait weeks and weeks and weeks for it to go up. Iron Geek has worked really hard to design the system. If you came out this morning, you got to see us talk. Thank you. So we really appreciate everything that he's done. Let's see. One of the things that we do, hey, Robin, we need to get the banner. And Scott, you need to actually put your signature on it, and Seedline. So one of the things we do every year, we have an auction. Last year, I took some artwork that I made that actually was what was on the banners and things like that. In the same way that I'm driving to work talking to a video camera or whatever in the corner of my glass, hey, it was simulated. I had a rolling, whatever, it was behind me. Yeah, it was simulated, I swear. In the same way that I come up with some odd things every once in a while, and they're halfway decent ideas, we have done some graphics before and made them available for auction. Last year, Strick bought our piece of artwork, which I am not an artist. If you give me a ruler and a pencil, I can draw a straight line. I appreciate him buying that last year in the auction. So what we did this year is I had extra banners printed. We did all of our sponsors on the banner and the graphics. So what we decided to do was we would auction off the banners, or one of the banners rather, with all of the staff signatures, all of the speaker signatures, and all of the sponsor signatures on it. So, and basically what we do, you need a new logo. You guys are terrible. So, so what we do is we auction something every year to try to augment what we bring in, and it's sometimes it gets heated. Sometimes someone comes up with a complex equation. What was the equation last year? Strick, come on, man. I actually took a picture of the memo field of the check that had some equation you came up with. Yeah, I'm not a mathematician. I couldn't figure it out. So of the two banners, one of them actually is going to go to my office and be one more thing that my boss doesn't understand why it's stuck to my wall. Another one we're actually going to auction off. So it's a piece of history. Well, I think so. Like I say, it's everyone who spoke here. Trip. Do what? No, there were two huge things stuck to the wall. Come on now. Yeah, that's kind of scary. So, who'd like to start the bidding? Do what? 30 cents. Who wants to better 30 cents? $2. How much? 20. We got $20. $40. Who had 40? Let's see. All right, there we go. Who's $50? Okay. Anyone go on over 50? Strict? Oh, dear God. And that number would be one shift left 6. Huh? What? $3 billion. I'll hold you to that. What's your bid? Yeah. $64. Okay. Anyone going to bet $64? 65. Who had 65? Throw your arm up. $65. Who wants to cover 65? 64.50. Okay. You don't go backwards. Billy, you need to talk to somebody over here about going backwards on your price.
Don't do it.
Huh? Oh, Kerbob comes through with 80. Who wants to best $80? You should do the same thing. I'll come up and bid at your con. How's that? So we got $80 going once. $80 going twice. 81. Oh, it's the heavy bidding. $81 now, Kerbob. Would you go for 82? $100. I'm getting a chub over here, dude. Stop. Okay, we have a bid for $100. Anyone? Do I accept PayPal? Yes, actually I do. We got $100 going once. $100 going twice. Sold to the beautiful gentleman in the back, Kerbob, for $100. Thank you very, very much, sir. Yeah. Someone make sure he pays. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it very, very much. So we have our contest winners. Who entered the contest? Raise your hand. Okay, you guys have got to put down the bottles enough to do something with the contest. Who did Kill the Wabbit? Tried it? Fail. Let's see. Let me check here and see if anyone actually did. No, they did not. So, how Kill the Wabbit actually worked. If you ever go to Shmoo or DEF CON, their description of the crypto contest takes about 12 minutes, and it is the most complex, mind-numbing thing I've ever seen in my life. They lose me at step 2. You know, they're like, it's a one-time pad, and you do this, blah, 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 and I'm like, okay, I don't have time to do that. So I put this one together. It's not very difficult. The center section of the code was actually Kill the Wabbit. If you looked further down into the code, there was I believe it was an 8-digit hexadecimal code, right? Who has their schedule with them? There's a number on the. What did you notice about the numbers on the spine of the schedule? Really, you need to be assertive, really, kind of push. What you saw was a hexadecimal number being converted to, huh? No, it was being converted just to a regular decimal number, just regular numbers, not the difficult ones. That was a clue in that hexadecimal number that is actually on the badge might be converted into a regular decimal number, right? Base 10, right? So another section of the schedule actually had a link, HTTP, blah, 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 OZ7, blanks. That was the clue to put in the number that you found in the center section. It was 5.3, blah, blah, blah. It was like 8 characters long. If you went there, if you got that far, you could have figured out the rest. The last 7 character spaces were the username and password to get through the HT password authentication to get you to the page. When you got to the page, you had killed the wabbit. There was the Dead Bunny logo that's on the back of my shirt. That was there. When you went in, you put your your name, your email address, and you could make whatever funny comment you wanted, and it would send it to my phone. So next time you guys need to go to DEF CON and sit in the crowd and watch one of these things take place. It is the most unbelievably intense thing in the world to see someone describe how their crypto works. So I thought, well, let's do something challenging like convert hex to, base 10. So whoever wants to do this contest next year, come see me because you're in charge of it and you get to figure out how to stump everybody. Now, I do have to admit I should have got the badges out earlier, but that's how that went together. It was just a little bit of fun. So no one actually finished that one. Our next contest was the most con badges. So who all participated in that? I know we had Iron Geek. Look, don't do that defeated kind of thing. Iron Geek, where's Deviant? Deviant. Deviant showed up with his badge collection and had it back in the lounge area. Did everyone see that? It was the huge scrapbooks full of badges. How many did you bring, Iron Geek? It's a wad. We don't use that term to describe things very often, but okay. What is it? It's a wad. So, how many did you have, Deviant?
79.
You had 79 conference badges. Now look, hold them up, Iron. This is a wad of con badges, okay? That's scary. Deviant shows up with 2 scrapbooks full of con badges. So, did you put them in your room? If you didn't get a chance to see them, it was amazing. It was like 79. It's you'd actually put mine in there? Okay, it'll be 80 after today. All right, there's one in every crowd, the horny guy. Yeah, well, no, actually, there's one that's actually going to say something out loud. So Deviant wins the most con badges contest. So Deviant, come up here for a minute. Where did? Well, yeah. If my staff didn't drink all of the beer, you have an option between beer, or we had the Minty Boost kit. Oh. So Carlos made some phone calls. Yes, Carlo. I'm sorry. Dude, Mad Max did that. No. So you're going to get a beer too. That's yours. That's yours. No. My last name is not Hoffman. I do not do that. So, Deviant, thank you, sir, for bringing your collection out and adding hours to your collection. I appreciate that. Okay, we have the Outerz0ne mod. Who did that? Let's see a show of hands. CP. Who else? There's another arm around the column. Okay. So who is the Greg? Who is that, Greg? Where is Greg at? That would be my kid. So, yeah, my son came with me this year. This is my 15-year-old son, Greg. Come here. Come up front. Yeah. You know what? The state allowed me to procreate once. And this is my offspring. So he was the one that making the fun balloon animals. Yes, he brought the sword with him. This is on video. So you got the, no similarity at all, huh? So okay. Oh, dude, don't. So last year we had a party at Freaknik, and yeah, no kidding. So what goes into Jello? Jello, hot water. What goes into a Jello shot? Jello, some hot water, and vodka. So really, when you're doing Jello shots, it's really just a chemical kind of thing. You're changing, a liquid to a solid. So we were kind of trying to get some things done, and I said, "Come here, Greg, for a minute. Do this, do this, do this, and do this, and don't touch what the output is." It's a chemical. I'm teaching him to cook. No big deal. So Jackass over here actually goes on Facebook and says, "Hey, how were the Jello shots?" And my ex-wife then calls me and says, "My son's making Jello shots?" So no, my son will not be consuming any beer this weekend. And if I find out he has, I will not have an offspring ever again. So you have an option. You have an option of a Coke or a Minty Boost kit.
What?
Yeah, okay. Have a Coke. Have a Coke. I'll buy you something at Fry's, son. Get a Coke. All right. This is actually his first conference, so treat him nicely. Please don't get him drunk. You can go sit down now. What happens if you do? You explain to my ex-wife why he's drunk. Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If you had balls big enough to, you wouldn't be sitting in that chair that way, son. Yeah, there you go. So, who did the make your own badge? Anyone? Okay. Who's our winner? NAVT? Navit? What? Not. Oh, a little bit of English now. Not? Where you at? It's on his way. Let's see your badge.
I was the only one, so I went by default.
Oh, okay. There we go. That looks like an F and a U.
It is.
Hey, Scott. He's stealing your thunder, man.
It's a smiley face there, too.
It's a smiley face, so that balances it out. How old are you?
I'm 22.
You're 22. Can I see some ID?
Really?
I'm serious. Does he look like he's 22?
There we go.
You guys should see this picture. This is chocolate rain.
Story behind it.
There's a story behind it.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's horrible.
All right. You have an option. You can have a beer from the wonderful chest over here if my staff hasn't taken them all, or a Minty Boost kit.
What?
A Minty Boost kit. You put it inside an Outerz0ne tin, and it's an amplifier, like for your headphones.
I'd rather have a beer.
You'd rather have a beer. Get a beer, son. Thank you very much. Okay, who did the decorate your own swag? There's one. Snarky? And you are the winner. No one paid attention to anything this year. Who did not drink this weekend, other than some Ninja Master? And my son, hopefully. Okay. Where's she at? So when I was ordering did everyone like the water bottles? Okay. I figured if you put two of them together, you actually make like a bolo or a weapon, and I guess that goes along with my talk this morning. Good grief. Yeah. You suck at the online. That's McCurdy. Good grief. That's a work of art. That's awesome. Thank you. So you have the option of a Minty Boost kit or a beer. It's you don't want a beer? Hey. Sorry. Yeah, you're doing. Do what? Oh, okay. I'm glad you took care of that number for us. The Minty Boost kit is it's an amplifier that goes inside of an Altoid stand, which Carlo actually has 400 of them. So that's kind of a scary thing. Let's see. We'll skip all the fun. How much beer do I have? This is a funny one. Never mind. There's like 3 left. So anywho, yeah, Ziplock's not here. So who's the oldest person in the room? Who's the oldest? Scott, how old are you? You'll be 45 tomorrow. Okay, don't lie, okay? 43. Who's older than 43? How old are you? 47. Who's older than 47? Strick, how old are you? 38, 39? 39. Okay, who's older than 47? You want a beer? Hey, you don't want a beer? You can. I've got woodchuck cider. We got Cokes. You can elect someone to drink it for you. Apparently, my staff likes to enjoy the libations.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'll take a beer donation.
Yeah, there you go. I understand, Pres Mike. So I want to say thank you to all the speakers. Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the speakers this year? There we go. Thank you. They are absolutely wonderful. Billy, now that you don't work for Spy Dynamics, you actually do answer the phone when I call.
That's true. I've done it like 4 times in the last 6 weeks.
It was kind of odd. The phone would ring, and I'm like, that's Billy. Maybe he's calling to tell me he's not going to talk this year. Yeah. One year you called me between planes, and you could hear him, change jingling in his pockets. He was running to the next plane. And it was the night. It was the night before I left to come to the con. It was like, Billy, please tell me what your talk is about so I can put it in the program. And literally, there was a 30-minute window to type it in and send it to the guy that was going to print them for the next day. And I had to drive by. Billy, would you please respond to me? All right, I'm changing planes. And you hear him jogging along and everything. So it's been pretty nice. All the speakers were very prompt about responding to me. The guys that have been doing this are absolute rock stars. They go to DEF CON. They're in front of 4,000 people, but they enjoy coming out in front of a crowd of 50 and telling you guys what they do and their projects, and Billy telling you to make a 70% discount. So can you give them a round of applause? We'd like to thank our sponsors. Of course, we have Zoomf, which would be Mr. Hoffman here. No, I'm not pimping you.
You gotta talk about Carlo, who's awesome with his hacker lab. And for first-time speakers, you gotta promote that.
We're gonna. Who listened to Carlo's talk? Who thinks Carlo needs to submit to ShmooCon and DEF CON and do it? See? Now you gotta do that. And if you say something about me in your slides, I'll fucking kill you. So, did you? Oh, man. Well, yeah, I got to sit in front of everyone at DEF CON. Don't say that too loud. All of our sponsors. I'm actually Top Dog Data Recovery. There's a bunch of us that, for some reason, all of us data recovery guys like to get together and do conferences. The Hacker Consortium, that's our makerspace in Nashville. Seablind up here running the AV. He's my vice president. Give him a round of applause. No Starch Press. I didn't ask him this year to send a bunch of books. Bill Pollock is really good about supporting what we do. Last year, I think he shipped 22 pounds worth of books to us. He's been really busy. They're expanding what they're doing. If you get a chance, I think No Starch books really are some of the best out there. They're the easiest to read, I think. Check them out. We appreciate it. You are? You're really? Oh. Well, Iron Geek actually, they asked him if he would be interested in writing a book too, but he's too busy actually to do that. So, you know, hey, if you're just too busy, that's how that goes. Do what? Hey, like I said this morning, you got to finish school, man. What can you say? Vicious Data Recovery, which we had to put this logo here because we couldn't put the Get Back My Porn logo. In fact, I got to take it off the website. Carla was like, yeah, dude, can you take that one down and put up my other logo? And I said, can you send me the logo? And he said, dude, I sent it to you like 2 weeks ago. Oh, let me check my email. He sends me a logo that's 200 pixels by 100 pixels. I'm like, yeah, everyone else here has an EPS image, so I had to make something up for him that was the same thing but larger. Let's see, myharddrivedied.com. Mr. Moulton, can you wave here? Scott is my second. He came to me a few years ago and said, hey, let's do a conference during the week. And I said, really, I like mine over the weekend. And he said, well, I like to do one Monday through Friday. And I said, well, I do one on Friday and Saturday. And he said, okay. So then he started. Well, yeah, then yours made a lot of money and mine didn't. But Scott takes care of securing the hotel and a bunch of operational things. He kind of keeps me in line with a lot of things, which I really appreciate everything he's done. So if you get a chance, check out My Hard Drive Died. He has the data recovery class. A bunch of us have been through it. It's a wonderful class. It's a great certification to have, I think. Gene, your head is obscured by a line here. Can you come up for a minute? This is Gene Bransfield with Tenacity. Gene spoke here last year. Gene came to me and said that he and his company, some very nice people, would like to support what we do here, so they were able to contribute some cash. That kind of defrayed some of the cost and some of the things that we did. So, Gene, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, he was responsible for the pizza this afternoon and feeding people. A lot of the things that we got done. So, I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate it. Yeah. So, check him out later on. Make him drink something. No. Okay. Gene's a good character. I appreciate it. Oh, no. Whew. Robin, that's, hey, Gene, do me a favor and drink one of those beers out of there if you don't mind. Another one. So, you have our bags of stuff over here? You have LSM's thing? You know where that went? So, Scott, can you stand up for a second? I hate to do this to you, but I just think we were out earlier and had to pick something up, and I found something near and dear to your heart. Scott has a fetish or something for circus peanuts. One of the worst candies on the planet, and I found a bag of them. Oh. So we had to say a little special thank you by getting you some circus. That's it, yeah. And in fact, I think those were manufactured years ago, and they've been sitting on the shelf the whole time. If you've never had a circus peanut, ask Scott for one, and you can throw the other half of it away. Mark and Sherry, where are you at? Mark, Sherry, are you here? I guess they aren't. Well, Mark and Sherry, we wanted to thank them. We asked them to do some operational things for us today. They were extremely accommodating. They helped us out. We wanted to give, they went out and got the cake, took care of all of that. I'm not from around here, so I don't know where everything is, and GPS only does so good. So we wanted to give them some honorary staff shirts. We'll catch up to them in just a bit. They're around here somewhere. Carlo. I wanted to give you something, but I feel you're actually, no. And that was only at DEF CON. And I don't remember a thing. I wanted to give you something, but you're already getting something this fall. And what is it? He has a little baby girl on the way. I just want to hear what he says to his wife when he goes home with a dead bunny on the back of a jumper. It's a onesie. Yeah. The rabbit died. There's perfect. So Carlo wanted to do something this year. He did the Maker's Corner. Did anyone get to play around with the throwies? Everyone have a blast with that? It was awesome. Awesome. In fact, I want to get a chance to mess with some later on. Carlo took care of all of that, bought everything, set it all up. I appreciate every minute. Thank you very much, sir. Hey, welcome to the core team. we kept him up. Yeah. What's going on tomorrow? Breakfast at 7 a.m. Are you serious? He's looking at his watch going, it's 2:30.
These guys roll in. They roll into town. They leave my room at 2 in the morning after they just basically show up, drop all of the stuff in my room because apparently I was the only guy who decided to book a room here. Everybody else, yeah, thanks. And so they roll in, drop all the stuff in my room, eat a bunch of Chinese food. It's 2 in the morning, and they're like, okay, we got to go get some sleep, and breakfast at 7, be ready. I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
2 days in a row,
Yeah.
driving everywhere.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Nice and early.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
But it was totally fun. Thank you.
We run hard. We run hard. I'd like to recognize my staff, of course, Carlo here, little Scotty Moulton. Thank you very much, sir.
Little Scotty Moulton.
We have for our staff and our speakers, like I showed you earlier with Billy, we have bags. We had some wines, and little knickknacks and things like that we put in there. Billy shows up every year with a handful of bags and says, look, I've been to RSA. Here, fucking take these. I don't want them anymore. So you have one more bag, but I'm sorry. You'll re-gift it. Somebody will go, Billy, what the hell is this?
Actually, it's awesome. My wife went on this vacation, like her and her family did this whole cruise while I was on a business trip. And so there's this picture of my wife in Maine in front of a lighthouse, and she's carrying this that canvas Outerz0ne.
You're kidding me.
Shit you not. It's awesome.
That's great. That's
she
great.
was looking for like something she found in my closet and just took it.
That's awesome. I'm glad somebody used those. Oh my goodness. So definitely want to thank Scott Seablind. Thank you very much for running our AV this year. Let's hear a round of applause. I don't think you've left that seat most of the weekend taking care of business. You're a wonderful man. I appreciate you, everything you've done. Simply Red, Amy, thank you very much for helping us this year, keeping things in line, shoving him around and making him do what he's supposed to do. Some Ninja Master, where are you at, son? Come on, step over and say hi to everybody. Some has done a lot of work helping me out. He was my vice president for Freaknik for a year. And actually, it was a year or 2 years? It was a year. Yeah, so he got to sit in the second seat and realize, boy, he's a pain in the ass. So, yeah, I don't think he'd do that again. Sabrina, Brenda Booth, thank you very much for your help. We appreciate it. Let's hear some applause. Iron Geek in the back, he's rendering still. Thank you very much for all of your hard work. What he's doing with the video is commonly known in the industry as SynchroView. The unit to do that, huh? Well, you did Ghetto View. SynchroView is a $100,000 piece of equipment. He did it with a couple of laptops. So another round of applause for Iron Geek and all his hard work. Where's Lady Merlin at? Merlin? Yeah, put your phone down. Everyone's going to wave. Lady Merlin ran registration this year. We want to thank her for sitting there and giving out stuff to everybody. She gets a bag. Thank you very much. CP? Is CP in the room? There he is. CP is our director of partying. Can everyone give him a round of applause? I have never found an equal for a man who can make someone drink like you can. CP is going to be having a little bit more of a party later on. Pres Mike, can you stand up? Because no one can see you when you're sitting down. Oh! There we go. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Oh, you Prez Mike's one of the original team that put Outerz0ne together. Back when we did it inside of 2 weeks from 5 different states. And Prez has always been involved. He always has a spot to speak anytime he wants. So we appreciate everything you've done. I'd like to thank Mrs. Skydog, Robin. She has. You guys think that things didn't get going. I got reminded on a regular basis, you need to do this now. Now you need to do this. Hey, have you done it yet? So she's the driving force in me getting a lot of the things done. So can I get a round of applause, please? I don't know, man. So I have a wonderful staff. I have wonderful speakers. And honestly, if that was it, it'd be a really dull and boring con. You guys are what makes the conference. You come out, you spend time, you enjoy it. I have had more people shake my hand, give me a hug. Every once in a while, someone grabs me on the butt, Gene. And I'm not sure how I feel about that, actually. Without the attendees, there wouldn't be any reason to actually do this. So I want to say thank you for coming out. Thank you for spending the time. Thank you for donating cash. Thank you for everything. Thank you very much. I appreciate it every year, and all the hugs, all the smiles, all the handshakes. So, thanks. So, one of the fun things about the rig that we built this year is we can take it down really, really fast. So we're going to do that as quickly as we humanly can and pack it up and get it out of the way because we have reservations at Malone's, right? 20 minutes ago. So if you guys want to walk on over, we asked them for the second floor. They all put all the tables together and everything. We get to go over there and kind of hang out. So if you guys want to head that way, start taking up some space. CP is going to have a party in the lounge. It'll be ready in just a few minutes. And so stop in after dinner, have a few drinks, dance a little, get down tonight. And it's raining men.